All right, Richard. There was a lot going on in 2024 with LN29. I want to know more about why you took on this CEO position.
Yeah, we had a really busy year. I came on in early March. Um, we were involved in actually initially discovering these projects. We put like 7 to 8 years into building this portfolio. So we really understood the value and the opportunity that these projects provide. Very rare to find projects like this. You can't just go stake them. You have to basically work to build them. So we just felt that myself personally, I understood these projects and I understood the value they can create.
Yeah, how long does it take to build something like that?
You can't do it overnight. It's Peru is a world-class mining jurisdiction. You have to spend a lot of time there to get access to good ground. You've essentially got to go through a mine cycle, unless you get lucky, But if you're going to do it as a serious explorer, you need to put the time in, like at least one mine cycle, which is roughly 7 to 8 years to build something like this.
Right. And you brought on the CTO, Manuel Montoya. What's the reason you brought him on, and what does he bring in the team?
Yeah, I worked with Manuel with Globetrotters. Before that, he worked with Teck as the principal geologist for the Andes. Manuel is probably one of the best geologists I've ever worked with, and he understands the geology of Peru very well. He actually worked in the oil and gas sector before he got into the mining sector. So he understands the geology of Peru better than probably anybody else I've ever met. And it was just an obvious choice to come in as country manager. He is involved in developing these projects, and he understands them intimately.
Yeah. What about the board? Was there any changes done there? Who's on the board?
Yeah, we restructured the board. We brought in some really good experienced people. We brought in Brad Mercer as the chair. He was the chief operating officer for Capstone Mining. And he was there for about close to 20 years. He built the company from a $20 million market cap to over $5 billion.
Wow. Richard, what's the long-term mission of the company, and where do you want to bring it towards? What are you really building right now?
Yeah, so the goal is really, or the mission is to sort of use LN29's portfolio of copper projects to try and build a portfolio of discoveries that have potential for tier one, deposits. And, as we progress, Elida is currently in the most advanced stage. It has an initial resource estimate, and we're still trying to expand on that. And we're hopefully going to get it to a point where it's just going to be too big for LN29 to develop it. It's going to be like, a large porphyry deposit, hopefully tier one scale. And we'll need like billions of dollars invested to be able to develop that. And so therefore we want to try and de-risk the project to the level where we'd have a major mining company or a mid-tier mining company come in and farm the asset.
When you say tier one, what are the qualities that a project needs to be considered tier one? How big does it need to be?
Yeah, so my interpretation of tier one deposit would be essentially 5 million tons that contain copper or copper equivalent grade. And that's essentially 1 billion tons of a 0.5% copper equivalent grade, I would say, is where you're starting getting to tier one.
And that's when majors get interested in your project, they start looking at it. What is LN29 at right now?
So right now we have about 320 million tons of resources on the books with potential to expand, and that's pit constrained, with potential to expand that hopefully out to about 500 million tons. But at the same time, I think there's potential there based on the current drilling and some previous drilling to expand the overall in situ resource to probably over 1 billion tons is what we're hoping.
Right, and you did have some exciting drill results 2 days ago or yesterday that came out. What excites you about those? Why are they so important for the company?
Yeah, so within the existing pit shell, we were hoping to increase the grades by infilling. At the same time, let those holes run outside of the pit shell to depths of over 1,000 meters. So that was very successful. Hole 33, we intersected essentially 1,040 meters of 0.54 copper equivalent grade. So essentially 1,040 meters of 0.4 copper, 0.0 free moly and close to 3 grams per ton silver. And yeah, that's very exciting. It's very rare to be able to drill those kind of holes. You know, it's world-class potential.
Yeah, and at depth as well, right? 1,000 meters is very deep in the ground. Why do you think that is, that other companies, compared to other companies, you went that deep? And why don't they they stay at surface a lot?
Yeah, so these projects are like the amount of money put into developing them is essentially you're looking at billion-plus-dollar investments, capital investments to develop. So what you want to show is these projects have like sort of scale, like generational scale. So you want to be able to show that, you know, not only can you open pit mine this, but you can take it underground and still find copper down to 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers, whatever the case will be.
Wow. What are your plans in 2025 for Elida? What are the milestones that are coming up?
That's a good question. We shut down the drill program, the phase 3 drill program for the holiday season. It's summer in Peru now, so everybody is looking to take some vacation. So we're looking to get started drilling again to finish off our phase 3 program, likely early Q2. And during that time, we're also going to do some geophysics, some audio-magnetotellurics, maybe some magnetics, just to try and start to continue to build our tier of targets to continue to, you know, explore deeper and outside of where we're drilling exists at the moment.
Right, so we've been talking about your flagship project, but can you touch a little bit about the other 2 projects, the Flor de Cobre and the FACA project? Like, what are the goals with those, and what stage are they at right now?
Yeah, so our Flor de Cobre project, we staked about 3,000 hectares of ground in the southern Peru copper belt, and we've been waiting for a little while longer than we had anticipated for the drill permits there. But we just recently, in late last year, got all of the government-related permits. So we had the environmental permit. You've been exempted from the CAR consultation process with the local communities. So right now we have all the permits we need to be able to start drilling when we're ready to go in there and do that. So that's pretty exciting. This project sits roughly 26 kilometers southeast of Cerro Verde, which is like the 3rd largest copper mine in the world now. So it's in a world-class mining jurisdiction. We had a really nice target, and it's going to get drilled eventually, hopefully sometime this year.
Right. And as an investor, why should someone consider Element 29? How do you really stand out, you know, from other projects? I know you've been on this for 14 years in Peru, so you do believe in it, obviously, and there is something there. So why would an investor be interested?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we're currently we're trading, you know, 57 cents, so we probably have like a market cap of like $60 to $70 million. You know, we've put a lot of time and energy into building. We already have 1 million tons of contained copper on the books. You know, I think the valuation of that would be roughly, you know, maybe 1 to 2 cents per pound of the ground. So a huge amount of upside, and we're continuing to grow our projects, you know. So I think if you're looking to get into copper and you're looking to be serious about copper, you had to be in a world-class mining jurisdiction. And Peru is the 2nd largest copper producer in the world. And I think there's loads of potential to continue to develop tier 1 opportunities. And I think we have the projects to do that.